Hey everyone, welcome back to a new reading vlog. It is Friday morning right now. The weather is amazing. It's making me feel so happy, and so I'm wearing like a fun summerish dress that I'm just combining with a top like this, so it's not as cold. But I thought I would do a reading vlog again because I'm kind of getting out of my reading slump. Luckily, I am currently reading Einstein's War. This is a non-fiction book all about the time when Einstein was like coming up and creating his theory of relativity. However, the world was not really waiting for that. But then we have a guy named Arthur Eddington, and he is like, this theory needs to be out there. He is going to help Einstein get his theory of relativity out there and just make the world, you know, understand like this is a big deal. We need to know about this. So this is all about their like friendship between Einstein and Eddington, and just, you know, getting it out there in the world. I have only read about 60 pages so far, but it is super interesting. I'm loving the way how all of these scientific things are explained in this book, because the writer is doing it in a very simple way. So it's like you can kind of understand it as just a normal human being without a scientific like learning background. So I'm enjoying it a lot. It is super interesting. I can't wait to continue. I'm just fascinated by Albert Einstein, and I think it's really cool to just read some more like things about him. I saw this book in Waterstones one day. It was just lying on one of these science tables, and of course like the cover jumped out to me. So I thought I would get it. Tonight is also very exciting because I'm going to have dinner with Sabine from Sabine's Book Nook, one of my best BookTube friends, besties online, which is so lovely. I haven't seen her in ages, so I can't wait to hang out and have some good Lebanese food. There's this really great Lebanese place close where I live, so I go there quite often because all the food is just so delicious. But right now I have to do a little bit of work. I am going on a lovely walk as well because I'm just going to enjoy this weather to the fullest, because spring is around the corner and it makes me very happy. So I hope you're going to enjoy this vlog, and thank you so much for watching. Beetje gin. Je ziet net niet, denk ik, of wel? Nee.
Bij jou zie je het zo.
Ja. Ik maak het ook erg. Nee, je maakt het juist. Super interessant. Happy Sunday morning. I've had such a lovely couple of days. Yesterday I went out for dinner with my friends, and before that we did yoga in like one of these yoga studios where it's 36 degrees Celsius, which was really hot. And it was my first time back in like a sports center after like 8 years. So I kind of had to get used to it, but it was very fun. And then after that, we went out for dinner. And before that, you saw that I hung out with Sabine from Sabine's Book Nook. We had the best evening. We had lovely Lebanese food, and we made some cocktails at my place afterwards. But I read a little bit more from Einstein's War. I'm currently on page 75. I'm also watching this show on National Geographic called Genius, because I've always wanted to watch that. It's basically just like a documentary type story about Einstein, but it is with actors, and it is super interesting. And it's really fun how, like, for example, if I were to read one chapter in this and then watch an episode, it kind of syncs up, you know? So in the episode I'm always like, oh, I just read about that, so that's really fun. And I can watch that on Disney Plus because of course there's National Geographic on that, which is great. So I've just been reading a little bit more from this one, and today I'm going to be meeting up with some more of my BookTube besties, namely Leonie from the Book Leo and Michelle from Books Michelle. We're going out for lunch, and then afterwards we're going to go to Donner, which is the best bookstore in Rotterdam, and maybe get myself a book, but I'm not too sure because I honestly, I have way too many books and I shouldn't be buying any new books. So we'll see if I can resist the urge to get a new book. But nevertheless, it's going to be a really fun afternoon, and of course I'll be bringing you along with me. I got back home from book shopping and having lunch with Leonie and Michelle, and it was such a lovely afternoon, but I am so incredibly tired right now because 3 evenings in a row I went to bed quite late, and then the yoga yesterday as well. My body is so sore. So I'm going to be taking a shower right now. I'll show you the books that I got tomorrow. I don't really feel like showing it right now, but I'm going to be taking a shower right now. I'm going to clean up my apartment, like tidy it up, do the dishes and everything. And I'm going to go into my, just holding up this camera hurts my arms. Oh my god, it was like slow yoga. So we had to be in these positions for a very long time, and I was just shaking. My arms are freaking shaking. But it's like 4:30 right now. I'm going to just clean up, tidy up, get in my cozy pajamas, and try and just read a bit or maybe watch a show or whatever. It's Monday morning. I promised you to just show you the 3 books that I got yesterday. I said to myself at the beginning, I'm not gonna buy any books, but that didn't happen. So it's like the sun is very bright right now and I'm still a bit tired, but I got 3 books. The first one is My Dog Vanessa, written by Kate Elizabeth Russell. This one is super popular and I heard it's very dark. So I'm very curious about this book. Everyone has just been loving it and people have been recommending it to me. So it's quite like, the premise is very dark. It says Vanessa Y was 15 years old when she first had sex with her English teacher. Now the teacher, Jacob Strain, has been accused of sexual abuse by another former student. And a journalist has asked Vanessa to contribute to a story about him. But no one seems to understand that what Vanessa and Strain had together wasn't abuse, it was love. We'll see when I read this. I hope to read it soon, but knowing me, whenever I get a new book, it sometimes just takes me a couple of years to read it. This one is called Lonely Castle in a Mirror, written by Mizuki Chujimura, and this is from a Japanese author. I've just been loving reading books by Japanese authors. I feel like they all have this certain style of writing and creating stories, and they all feel quite whimsical and very down to earth as well. And I've heard amazing things about this book, so I will read you from the back of it. Would you share your deepest secrets to save a friend? In a tranquil neighborhood of Tokyo, 7 teenagers wake to find their bedroom mirrors are shining. At a single touch, they are pulled from their lonely lives to a wondrous castle filled with winding staircases, watchful portraits, and twinkling chandeliers. In this new sanctuary, they are confronted with a set of clues leading to a hidden room where one of them will be granted a wish. But there's a catch. If they don't leave the castle by 5 o'clock, they will be punished. How freaking cool and magical does this book sound? You can't even see it, oops. But this was on my wish list, so I thought I would try and find it in the store, and they had a single copy. And I'm excited, very excited. And then I also found this one in the like second-hand section of the store. This one was also on my wish list. It's Tom Hardy's Test of the D'Urbervilles, I think. It's quite a big classic. And I don't know if I will read it soon, but it was only a couple of euros and I saw it in the thrifted section. It says, this age-old tale of a maid who goes to the greenwood and returns a maiden no more becomes in Hardy's hands an indictment of all the crimes and hypocrisies of 19th century England. Its religion, its cruel class system, the destruction of its traditional agriculture, and the perversions of the modern consciousness. I'm intrigued. Again, let me know in the comments if you have read this book. But now I really have to go on a little bit of a book buying ban because I'm not even in the best reading mood and I keep getting new books. Because yesterday I said that, oh, I'm gonna make it into a cozy night, read a lot. Well, I read like 15 pages. I'm on page 82. And then I continued watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians, which is fine, but I feel like I have zero structure in my reading right now, and all I feel like doing is just getting this instant gratification of watching a cheesy ass TV show. Whereas I want to read and I want to get sucked into these books again, but I just feel like I have no routine. So yeah, I hope to be reading a bit more, maybe today, but we'll see. I'm still loving this very much. It's super interesting, so I'm definitely into it. It's just a step of like starting the actual reading session is what I'm struggling with at the moment. But for this final part of the vlog, I do have to do some work. I am going to be working in the Swan Market store in Rotterdam today, where I sell my products. Well, I look really tired, but it's like really bright. And this morning I'm just going to do some things that I have to do, like create some invoices, pack some orders, maybe start editing this vlog, we'll see. So let's do some work and I will take you along with me for today. It's 12:30. I'm going to go over to the Swan Market store right now. I just did some work. I also watched the newest episode of Peaky Blinders, episode 4. And even though I was quite a bit disappointed with just the season so far, like every episode is good, but there's just not that much like Peaky Blinders stuff, as in like action, you know? However, this one was very good and just, oh my god. There are only 2 more episodes. I'm not ready for this to be over. But oh well. I'm going over to the Swan Market store right now. I will film a little bit as well. Evening, it's like 7:30. I just got back home from working in the store and I made some amazing pasta with like pesto and some tomatoes and some like garlic and onion. Very simple, but it's just so tasty, and lots of cheese. I also had a little dessert. It's gone now, but I had some skyr yogurt with some jam and some chocolate sprinkles, and I'm watching an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians right now. However, after that I'm going to take a shower and let's see if tonight I will not get distracted by my phone and read a bit more from Einstein's Wall. Happy Tuesday! It is officially like the first proper day of spring. It is so warm outside and this is making me so happy. So I already decided to just make today into a good day. So this morning I made these banana oatmeal pancakes that was so delicious and I'm so fluffy because I put a bit of baking powder in there, so they became very fluffy. And then for lunch I made some baked beans on toast with cheese, which was so good as well. I was just eating it whilst again watching some Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And just now I got back from a little walk. I decided to just sit on one of these benches in the park and to just look at people and at the trees, and I was sitting next to such a beautiful tree. It looked so freaking magical with like the white blossom, and just the fact that the leaves are growing again, oh, makes me so happy. So I had a very lovely walk, and I have reading updates because yesterday evening I read quite a bit more. I'm on page 106, so I finally read like 20 plus pages in one go, which feels really great because it's like there's so much information in this book, so I have to read it quite slowly. And right now the First World War has started, and it's a lot more about the war than I initially thought. It's called Einstein's War, which could have expected it, but still I thought it was more about Einstein being kind of in war with the world, because the world doesn't really want to know about his theory. However, it's also a lot about just the First World War itself as well. But it's actually quite interesting because I have to say, the First World War is so complicated. And it's always like, I once tried listening to this podcast explaining the First World War, but it is just so freaking complicated. but there is some information in here as well, so it's really interesting. I'm still enjoying it very much, and I will definitely read more today. I also have another reading update. I haven't talked about this book in this video, however, I just wanted to tell you that I finally finished Woman on the Edge of Time. This one took me a very, very long time to read. So this is a science fiction novel about a woman who is going, like, she has to go to a mental hospital, and she's able to kind of visit the future. So it jumps from like present day to like the future, and this future is like a utopian kind of environment. And I was very intrigued by this story, but I ended up not really enjoying it. I think I'm gonna give it, oh my god, there are people on the roof. Oh, they have a rooftop terrace. I'm jealous. But I ended up giving this, I think, maybe 2.5 or 2.75 out of 5 stars. The reason is I couldn't really be bothered by the whole future part. I was actually more interested in just her story being in this mental hospital and with her family and friends who were not really supporting her, and just everything that she's going through, because she went through so much crap in her life. I actually think I would have enjoyed this more if this was just like a literary fiction novel instead of a science fiction. So yeah, apparently I just don't really like these type of like futuristic novels. I like science fiction, for example, when it takes place in space with like, I don't know, this was just different. I couldn't really be bothered by it too much, to be honest. Let me know in the comments if you've read this book. I'm just so happy I finally finished it. I decided to finish it on audiobook because I was still quite intrigued by it, so I wanted to finish it. And the ending was actually quite good. Like the entire book was good, it just wasn't really the type of book for me. That's just the way it is. But yeah, finally finished this one. So I'm only reading like 3 books at the moment, and I'm just gonna try to finish a couple again, so I don't feel bad starting new books, because there's so many new books I want to start. But this is the end of another reading vlog. I really hope you liked it, and if you did, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you want to comment something but you don't know what to comment, like cherry blossom, because all the beautiful blossom trees are out, and it just makes me so very happy because spring is here. Again, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you're having a beautiful day, and I'll see you in my next video.